Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Fabio here on this official Fabio Heart. I'm really excited about this particular video. I wanted to come live yesterday, but it was a really busy day, a phenomenal day, and it's just a beautiful. I don't know, man. Maybe it's the weather out here is changing up and everything is beginning to be. I guess a lot different for me out here. But anyway, I want to tell you guys about this incredible story that happened for me yesterday in regards to one of my subscribers here on YouTube, Marcus Garvey. So, one second, you guys. Let me see here. One second. I'm sorry, one second, you guys. Okay, so I want to talk about this situation that happened yesterday. One of my subscribers. It was just a phenomenal situation. And on one of my other videos, I was telling you guys that you have to invest in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to take a little action. You have to stay persistent. You have to be able to go the extra mile, and that's exactly what I'm going to talk about in this. It's going to be more of a business kind of rah-rah type of video here, but it's just absolutely amazing the things that you can accomplish only if you just believe in yourself, only if you just take that necessary step. Okay, and that's generally the hard part for the vast majority of people. Okay, they just don't know how to go about to take that step. They just won't take that step. They don't believe they can take that step, and that's what cost them. So here it is. I have Marcus Garvey. He's actually one of my subscribers here on YouTube in my local area, and I think I'm starting to get, because I advertise a lot. I have these different little postcards and things like that with my YouTube and stuff on it. So I think I'm starting to build up local traction in terms of people that's watching me here on YouTube in my local area. Anyway, Marcus, he's been watching me for a little while here, and he emailed me. That was his initial contact to me. He emailed me. I talked to him over the phone briefly. He told me what it was he was trying to do, what his expectations was. He told me exactly about how much money or how much revenue he was looking to make on a month-to-month basis, and he was pretty reasonable. Very smart guy, young guy, 26. Just a beautiful situation. So I did get his permission to to mention him in this particular video, by the way. So yesterday, what happened was I have this mentoring program where I charge a lot of money for this particular program. So it's normally like $1,200-1,300 if I have to fly out, and kind of work hands-on. But it's my annual mentoring program. Now, I normally speak about this program. This is the first in its kind for me to talk about right here on YouTube. I normally talk about this on my coaching calls. I let people know that, especially if they're really serious about it, I let them know about this. So anyway, he took coaching before or whatnot. He was ready to go, and I charged him $1,000 because I'm going to be more hands-on helping him. I did allow him to record me and audio-wise and video-wise in terms of using me as a study course up close in person, in terms of what to say, how to look, that type of thing, right? And it just worked out pretty fine for us yesterday. So he's an East Sider, so he lives in East Point. Okay, so we started in East Point. We went to Roseville. We went to Warren, Grosse Pointe. So anyway, he picked up this one contract. Okay, thanks to me. So I did all the leg work. So the way it works is the same stuff that I give you guys here on YouTube. We went to we was going door to door. Once again, I let him record me. I let him, we sat in his vehicle. He drove us around and everything. I let him record me. I let him ask me questions. All of that, the whole works, the whole nine. So he didn't believe in himself in terms of being able to get his own contract, in terms of walking in a building. He said that was the most frightening thing that he ever thought of, right, in terms of him having to do it. So I'm like, Marcus, this is Marcus, the least that can happen to you is they just say we're not interested, and then you leave. They're not gonna put hands on you, and they're not gonna beat you up, right? They're not gonna go, calling the police on you, right? They're not gonna be doing that stuff. Okay, the worst case scenario is they're just not interested in your service right now, and you're on your way. So we hit just a bunch of places. Like I said, we was in Warren, Michigan. We was in Roseville, Michigan. He lives in East Point. We started in the East Point there. We hit just a lot of different places. Now, I'm a West Sider. I'm not as familiar with the East Side. I do have accounts on the East Side. But anyway, to speed this story up, we went knocking doors. I went in, I said my name. I introduced myself as the company owner and him being a partner in the company. Okay, so, again, this is his account. This wasn't for me. So we get knocking doors, and it seemed like the East Side, I'm like, shit, I need to come back east for my own self, right? Because it seemed like I was just banging. It comes so natural to me. Again, guys, the more you do this stuff, the natural it will become. With the weather breaking out here, like we're in the 60s and 70s out here, as of late. So the weather is breaking. It's a great, great time for you guys to get out and get to knocking doors. Get out, beat your feet, get to knocking doors. I mean, you absolutely can do this. So to go back to Marcus, we got this one account. And the reason I titled this $1,000 to $5,000 first contract is because out of all of the doors that we knocked, he found this little, it's like a mini factory. It's not a huge factory. But anyway, we found this one little place, and they was interested in having his service. So once we got back to his car, I say, well, Marcus, I say, what you want to do? I said, I normally tell people, as you know, on live, to turn their numbers in 24 to 48 hours after, doing the walkthrough. So we did the walkthrough and everything like that. And but I said, we're going to get these numbers in the day. We got to get them in the day. I said, do you have any spreadsheets, anything? How do you key your numbers in? Do you have a software program? How are you doing your estimates now? He said he didn't have no material. So based on him ordering, my mentoring thing, and this is for the entire year, you guys, the mentor, which means he can access me and call me, and this is for anybody that's interested. Again, I'm not selling this because normally I offer this on the cause, okay? But this is for the entire year. You have a whole year, whether you want me to look over a document, whether you want me to help him with something, whether he need me again. As long as we can fit it into my schedule, I'll be more than willing to do it. Now, if you guys are out of town, I have out of town guys that's signed up for this too. And I can't see them as frequent, but I am willing to fly as long as they cover the airfare and the room and board and travel expenses, things of that sort. And again, I think it's a very reasonable deal to learn from somebody that's out here in the trenches, to learn from somebody that's really doing it. Because if you don't have the confidence, if you feel like you don't know what it is that you need to say once you go into these buildings, even after I've taught you guys here on the YouTube channel, then you might need somebody to show you more hands-on. Okay, it's no different than if you go work for McDonald's. They can key it in themselves on how to work the register, but if you never get a chance to key it in yourself, you may never get to learn how to really work the register like you're supposed to, right? So this is the same thing. This is the exact same thing. So he took my expertise, right? Again, I furnished him with all of the paperwork, his invoices, this and that, broke everything down, the contract, and again, I don't even offer this to you guys. Again, like I say, if somebody called me and they're interested in this stuff, again, I'll sell it, but this is not something that I market to you guys no more here on YouTube. Okay, it's just not, I'm not making a living off of that, right? So anyways, because he ordered that, I gave him the contracts, his invoice, I explained everything. How to do the estimate, I showed him how to do the estimate, like physically showed him how to do the estimate. We put the estimate in and they accept. The estimate was at $5,000. Now, I thought I was riding a little too high on the number, but apparently it was okay with them for what it was that he would be doing, and what I felt like this would be worth if it was my account, what I would go in. I thought I was a tad bit high, okay, but they accepted the offer. $5,000 flat, very first deal, when it took me like, what, 6 months or so, right, to get up $5,000 in revenue when I first started. So I've came an extremely long way with this commercial cleaning stuff. Again, and we knocked a lot of doors. Now, he has a lot of other potentials. Trust me, we cleaned up business cards. It's business cards. He had like stacks of business cards because of the way that I show him how to do it. I taught him how to follow up. I told him, hey, you want to follow up around this time, okay? You want to follow up here, make this type of note on the business cards. I use the business cards as a note sheet. Sometimes, you know, you make certain notes, call tomorrow at noon, you know, hit back next week, Monday, you know, this, that. So I actually use the business cards as a little way of taking notes for each individual company. Okay, so the thing is, you guys, and the reason for this video is he took a risk. Now, it cost him a little money to take this risk, but you guys can do the exact same thing and it don't cost you anything. You have to just be willing to believe in yourself and get out there. When I first started doing this, I was just as nervous as you are. I was just as scared as you are, right? I didn't believe that I had it in me to pick up a new contract, you know, whether it was $5 or $5,000, right? I just didn't believe it. But once I got that first contract, it restored faith in myself. It restored a lot of faith in myself. When I got the first contract, I was assured that I could get another account, another account, and another account, another account. I just assured myself that I could do it because I had came that far, right? So, excuse me. So moving back to Marcus, the guy that I hope get this $5,000 account. Actually, I was in my head somewhat hating, right? Because I wanted that to be my position. Now, what I'm not going to do, and I promised him right hand to the Lord, what I'm not going to do is go behind his back and try to solicit the account. Okay? Because he already paid me $1,000 to help him hands-on with this. He got my paperwork. I gave him everything in a package bundle. The flyers, I just gave it to him because I want him to win. He doesn't threaten me. That's like, if I go into the tech business, right? And I caught myself going into business or going and targeting Microsoft and Bill Gates as my lead opponent or competition. Do you think Microsoft or Bill Gates, do you think they'll be threatened by me at all? Even if I make $1 billion and whatever tech this is, whatever, you know, code or whatever this that I've written up, do you think Bill Gates will be threatened by me? No. No matter how good I am, Bill Gates will not be threatened by me. Why? Because Bill Gates know what Bill Gates know. He knows enough that he can continue to make billions of dollars. So for me, it's like, dude, I've been doing this for some time. You're the new fresh kid. It's your duty to catch up with me and surpass me. That's your duty. So again, anybody that I help, which is why I give so much information. It's very, very powerful, the information that I give here. Okay, it's common sense, just not common practice. I'm not telling you anything that you probably wouldn't hear on another channel. Okay, but what I am telling you, if you just duplicate someone else's success, there's a high chance that you can become just as successful as that person, if not better. Okay, if not better. I mean, you guys hear me talk about Tyreek, the guy, he's in the army, he ordered my situation, he got started. You guys hear me talk about Darnella, right? Another success story. You guys hear me talk about another gentleman, 30 days, $6,000. They're already up $6,000 just watching my YouTube channel here. Then invested into the lead generation, invested into this, that, and the. Okay, so what I'm saying is, these are people that's just doing it, whether they taking a risk in terms of investing in themselves, or whether they just watching my channel, picking what they feel like they can learn, what they can utilize and take it to the next level. They're taking action. They believing in themselves. Okay, and that's exactly what you guys are gonna have to do. So again, to bounce back to Marcus, like I said, $1,000 investment he turned himself into making $5,000. Thanks to my help, I did all the legwork for him. Okay. Again, now he has a lot of different potentials, more potentials, because we knocked a shitload of doors. Okay, so we knocked a shitload of doors, and like I told him, I won't expect anything off of the back end. A lot of people like me, you know, that what I would be considered in this particular thing, it's like a broker, or coach, or more of a whatever words you want to use, right? I told him I won't expect anything off the back end for helping them, you know, get everything set up. I say, Marcus, what you have to do, if you like what I'm doing, okay, you don't necessarily have to do what I'm doing, but if you feel like you like what I'm doing, you feel like you like my system, you learn from me, duplicate that, and you can create a similar result. Okay, now in all actuality, I generate probably in the little north of $250,000 in revenue annually. That's total gross. Okay, and my goal is to grow that thing all the way. Yes, this was all in one day. This was all in one day, the Fluent one. All in one day. We was knocking doors. He has it's a mini, like a little small factory. Okay, and it's on the east side of town. I won't say exactly where its location is because I know I'm building up momentum in my local area, and I don't want anyone to steal the account from him or go in and bid this account. Okay, because it took a lot of work and a lot of talking. You know, I went in, knocked the door. Hi, I'm Fabio Hart with, and I said his service name, which I won't say here. Fabio Hart, you know, boom, his service name. Who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning? The gentleman at the desk, say, oh, you're going to talk to this person, you're going to talk to that person. So it's a couple people you had to talk to. But anyway, I got to the, you know, person that I needed to talk to. Introduced myself, introduced him as a business partner. Now, he was secretly recording me. He had his camera propped up a certain way in his shirt because, you know, he wanted to kind of record this thing, but he didn't want to be seen recording me. So we kind of found a way to do it and everything. So, you know, like I said, he was recording me. He's seen everything. He got it all on recording, the whole pitch and everything. Okay. Yeah. So that's why I won't plug it, because I don't want anyone to go in and steal his account. You know, I know they will probably underbid. We got it for $5,000 flat, $5,000. Somebody else can come in at 3.5, 4.5, 4, you know, 3, you know, and do the same type of work for less money. Again, I thought I was riding a little too high, but I showed him how to do the estimate. I showed him how to do the estimate. He has all my paperwork from my contract. Man, he was like, bro, I'm like, I thought he was gonna break down. I generally thought he was gonna break down. No, because he didn't have this faith that he can do it. He didn't have this faith that he can do it. We knocked some doors. I say, hey, do you want to take a stab at it? You can just introduce me as your business partner. You know, the same thing. You see what I say, you know. I learned his company, what he does. I say, hey, do you offer carpet cleaning? Do you offer this? Because sometimes that happens, guys. And I tell you guys this all the time. When you go in there, you might go in looking for commercial cleaning, and the owner might want you to clean his home. He might ask you, do you clean out cars? Do you car detail? Right? I did that before. I got actually a little car vac, you know, in the warehouse where I had knocked doors before, and I guess the owner, whoever it was, they wanted me to clean out their car because they was just too lazy to go in, you know, to the car wash tank and just clean it out, right? So I didn't really have to do anything. I just kind of cleaned it out, wiped it down, freshened it up a little bit, bam. But shit like that happened. Is it still 10%, 10 square feet? Actually, the way we did this, we didn't. I mean, the square footage was a thing, but based on the duties that needed to be done and how many times per week, that's kind of where I based it off. Because actually, if I went by 10 cents per square foot, it would probably be a lot more than what I bid. And I told you I already thought I was riding high at $5,000. Okay, so this is his first account. His first account, he's got $5,000. And we got some other ones on the table, okay? I just taught him how to follow up. I told him, you know, when to follow up. Told him not to be pushy, okay, because you don't want to be thirsty about getting an account, okay. Even though you knew, you don't want to be thirsty about getting a new account, okay. So, but like I said, we didn't go by that typical 10, cent per square foot type of thing, because like I said, we would have been a lot more above where we were at if we were just kind of basing it off that. So I have a strategic way with my estimate breakdown sheet, and it explains it in its entirety. Okay, it explains how you should charge on these type of accounts, and that's pretty much what I based it off of, was my own estimate breakdown sheet, which he now have a copy of, right? And it's been working for me. Some people do work loading, some people do the measurement wheel, some people have these many different ways that they like to. I started out doing the Windows and ended up doing Office. See, that's the same thing. You started up doing Windows and ended up doing, again, you can go in and it can happen that way. It can happen that way. So that's why I had to figure out what it was that he was offering before we even started. I wanted to have an idea because I didn't want to go in an account and they say, well, sir, we don't need general cleaning right now. We don't need just commercial cleaning right now, but we would like carpet cleaning. Now, if I hadn't asked him if they offer carpet cleaning, I would have never known if they did carpet cleaning. So, but sometimes that happens. They say, well, we don't need this, but we need that. And I would hate to say, oh, I'm sorry, we don't offer carpet cleaning, and walk out, and then he's like, dude, why you turn that down? Dude, I offer carpet cleaning. Like, I didn't want that to happen. So again, I got a general overview of his company and yada, yada, yada. And if he was insured and bonded and all of that, because sometimes they ask questions like this and I have to be ready to give those answers. Again, I was just training him as if he was just paying me basically for hands-on training. Paid me $1,000. I took a considerable time out of my day and helped him with them. Now he's on his way. His first check, bullshit you not, is $5,000. So shout out to Marcus Garvey right here on YouTube. I want you to speak to, if you join me here on the live, or if you see this, go ahead and acknowledge yourself here. But it was just a beautiful thing, and it was very touching for me, because I remember, it's like yesterday. I remember just like it was yesterday when I first did it. I said, yeah, I do whatever, and subcontract to work out. I don't do. Yeah, that's the smart way to do it. You've been listening to my videos, very smart guy. But yeah, I can remember just like yesterday being in his situation, being in his position, right? But I didn't have nobody to pay, no money to do anything. I bought this course for $200, read it from cover to cover, and it was just learn as I go. Knocking doors. I was just like you guys, scared as shit. Didn't know if I could do it. Didn't believe in myself. All of the above. I had these mentors, like I said on other videos. My mentors only stay on the phone with me for 2 minutes or less. Everything that they got to say to me is going to be under a 2-minute time thing, and then we're off the phone. I don't talk to them for maybe another month, a month and a half, or whatever the case was. Because it got to a point I didn't want to hit their lines up or email them all the time and just bug the shit out of them, because I didn't want to turn them off. I felt like they were doing me a favor, so every single thing that they told me, big or small, I took heed to. Okay, and that's exactly what I'm telling you guys here, because here's the thing, man, with technology, and I'm telling you guys, just because YouTube and Google, which bought YouTube, is a powerful, hey, Steven, just because YouTube is a powerful situation, a powerful platform, okay, Google bought YouTube and own it, okay, that doesn't mean YouTube is always going to be here to stay. YouTube can crash. I mean, something can happen with its servers, with the videos. They might lose their backup where they can't redo everybody. I mean, you heard about this before, where a lot of people lost subscribers. People sell information that work from YouTube. You probably heard about that in the past. Work for YouTube, sell it to people like Amazon, or people and other people in tech. They want to start up these companies, and now they lose and have this breach and have these different things. Anything can happen. So since you have these videos here, whether it's my videos or whether it's anybody else's videos, if it's somebody that you believe in, somebody that you trust in, take heed to that information and utilize it while you have it. Like me, when I purchase books and audiobooks and things like that, CDs and things like that, I know CDs is becoming obsolete. So when I see an audiobook or something like that and I get a CD, there's a slight chance that they might go to digital and they might stop making this as a CD form, because I'm still wanting to pop it in a CD deck. I know I'm kind of old fashioned, but I still do that. But anyway, I might buy 2 or 3 copies of that because of my idea of something might happen in, what if I break this first batch of CDs, right? Then I got at least 2 more batches, right? I got some backup plans. That's just how I think. Same thing with books. Same thing. I buy books all the time just of the fear of them going out of print. It's a lot of books that I got that they don't make anymore. Like it's a book called, you might be able to find it, but it's called The 12-Month Millionaire. I bought that. I paid an absolute fortune for it. If you go look it up on eBay or maybe Amazon, it might be on Amazon, or you might be able to find it on somebody's website. Again, I paid an absolute fortune for it when it first came out. It's with a guy named Vincent James, The 12-Month Millionaire. Look him up. He was an infomercial guy. He did some hard time because he was selling this thing called, I forgot what it was, but it was sexual enhancement pills. But they weren't working. They were just fluff pills, right? Just, they didn't do anything. They didn't do what they were supposed to do for the guys that ordered them, right? Anyway, so he went to jail or whatever. The whole thing came down. But the thing is, I wanted to learn the strategies from a direct marketing. He's a direct marketing guy. Bought the book. Anyway, it's out of print, right? So, like I said, things like this happen. And the whole reason of me bringing all of this stuff up is you have the power of the internet. You have the power of YouTube. You're watching my videos, and a lot of you guys, most of you guys, I do feel like a lot of you guys are taking heed and executing. But I want to reach out right now to the people that might be watching this video that don't believe in themselves. They don't have the faith. They don't think they can. They don't have enough money. They don't have the family backing. They don't have the religion. They don't have the expertise. They don't have whatever excuse you want to use. Man, you have 2 eyes, 2 ears. You can see me. You can hear me. This is the time to be taking notes. Just not the time to be bullshitting, because anything can happen, right? And again, everybody don't have a Fabio like Marcus. Marcus just happened to be in my local area out of East Point. Again, his first account, $5,000. It was a $1,000 investment. He paid me for my time. My time is very valuable because the same thing I was doing for him, I could have been doing for myself, right? Not only did he pay me for the time, but as a reward and investing in himself and believing in me, I gave him all of my paperwork. So now he has a contract. He didn't have that stuff as of yesterday, like before right? So now he has the contract. He has my estimate breakdown sheet. He understands how to do certain things a certain way because I kind of talk to him because I want him to win. Fabio, why would you share stuff with people like this locally, right? Isn't he your competition? Fucking right, he's my competition, right? Fucking right. But when I know what I know, like I used on that Bill Gates example, he can't take what I know. I might taught him everything he know, but he may not know everything I know, right? He may not be as strategic as me. This don't mean he never will, right? Because he can learn, over time, just like me. I learned. I didn't know this stuff overnight. Yeah, I didn't been in a courtroom before and had to sue somebody. Had people try to come against me. I had to tighten up my contracts, right? So I understand the dynamics of things. And I had people try to undercut me. Vendors. I done had employees work for me and say, oh man, it seemed like, dude, you making all of this and you're only paying me $9 an hour, bro. This a bomb. This a bummer. No, this is business. United States of America, this is how they operate. United States, they want to make the most money, right? And us, the citizens, we generally speaking, make the less. Yeah, what you said, Jeff, there's enough builders for everybody. But everybody don't have that mentality. Everybody don't have that mentality. And like I told Marcus yesterday, I promised him, that I won't go behind his back and try to solicit his account. I'm the one that got him the account, right? So I don't want to stab him in the back. You know, here it is. He paid me $1,000. Now I'm going to stab him in the back and I'm going to go and get his account. Again, he didn't have the paperwork yesterday. I mean, before yesterday. But he has the paperwork now. He has the paperwork. He has the invoice. He has my invoice. He has the flyers. He has my flyers. He has the estimate breakdown. He has my estimate breakdown, right? He has the non-disclosure, my non-disclosure, non-compete, my non-compete, the agreement. He has my agreement, right? So he bought all the paperwork out, okay? But like I say, he took a chance in himself. He took a chance, and a lot of you guys are too tight. You gotta, if you got the money, man, you gotta pay for it. Some of you guys spent what? Let's estimate maybe 10,000. I don't know, maybe 5,000, $3,000 per class. What, 15,000 for the semester? I don't know, because I didn't have to pay for college. I had full ride, so I don't know. I didn't owe any, college dues, loans or anything like that. So, but anyway, I don't know what college is going for these days, right? I took advantage of it because I had scholarships and things like that. Full ride, different things, right? So, but some of you guys weren't as fortunate. You got like what, maybe $2,500 a class, right? $1,000, $1,500 a class. Do that sound fair? So here it is. You racked up all of this debt. You got to pay this, pay this money back that you do not have right now, right? Struggling to get it paid back. And there's no openings in the field in which you studied for. So what do? What's the next thing you would try at door to door? I would be creative, Trey. If door to door just for whatever reason stopped working, which I don't think it ever will for me, but if it for whatever reason just stopped working, I would be creative. Because business people have that mindset to be creative. But generally speaking, I probably would return back to the phone to beat the phone lines up. Because I'm into low to no cost advertising. I'm into sweat equity and picking up accounts. I don't want to pay a whole hell of a lot of money to pick up accounts. Okay, I know there's a lot of different marketing strategies and online advertisement companies and platforms like Facebook and different stuff like this where you can pay nominal fees and pick up traction. But I don't want to use those specific platforms for that. I would rather reserve that cash, keep it in the bank, and put in sweat equity. Plus, now that I see that sweat equity pays off, I seen that as early as yesterday. Man, you guys should have seen my eyes when I entered that number. And all of this happened yesterday. Everything was closed yesterday. This gentleman, he'll be starting cleaning this building next month on the 1st. Okay, so that keep from any prorating charges and things like that starting at like the middle of the month. They got him starting at the top of the month, right? So that's when he's going to start, at the top of the month, next month. But he believed in himself. Generally speaking, service business always face-to-face. Generally speaking. As long as you have that poise in yourself, like you believe in yourself, you come across authentic, right? Once you believe in yourself enough, the next person that you're going up against or that you're trying to convince to do business with you, they're gonna believe in you as much as you believe in yourself because that's the way you come across. Okay, when you come across like you don't understand or a little timid or you don't really believe, Marcus Mincy say, do not Okay, this person sound like a... Marcus, I have no idea who you are, but... But... Let's see here. Anyway, guy named Marcus Mincy on there. I don't know for whatever reason. See, and then you got guys like that, you know, they'll buy from you. Like if I was the type of person, every book that I bought, every course that I bought, I expect something to come like out of the sky, fall in my lap, something like that, right? I would not be as far as I am, right, in terms of business. See, this guy that just hopped on the live, and I'm not going to speak about him too much. I don't want to give him too much shine. But the thing is that he probably ordered something from me and didn't do anything with anything that he received, anything that he ordered, right? And that's the thing about this. You know, that's the thing about this. You know, and you're always going to have people like that. You're always going to have people, not everybody that purchase for me or do business with me like my business. I've been fired before from companies, and people didn't think that my service was what I thought my service was, and it's gonna happen. But anyway, to get back on on topic with things, like I say, the guy Marcus, phenomenal, did a phenomenal job. He took a chance in himself, and that's what you guys are going to have to do. You're going to absolutely have to take a chance in yourself in anything that you decide to do. You're going to have to take a chance in yourself. Okay? Sometimes it'll come at a price, okay? And sometimes it'll come at just your own sweat equity, right? It'll come at your own sweat equity. And the beautiful thing about it is that whether you win or you lose, generally speaking, you get a result. You get a winning result or you get a losing result. What happens is you take that losing result, you learn from that, and then you propel it to the next level. Okay, that's how many entrepreneurs make it. They don't always hit home runs on the first go round, right? It takes many times, many years, right, for them to learn through trial and error, right? Sometimes people are more fortunate than others because people have the backing of, you know, maybe family that knew stuff before them, mentors, other people that came before them. So they had the ability to learn what it was they needed to learn and execute upon that. But then some of us don't. Some of us just don't have that backing, so we have to learn from. We have to learn from the offsets, right? We have to learn from our failures, right? We have to learn from, you know, just different positions of being discouraged and things like that. So like I say, man, it's absolutely beautiful. The most phenomenal thing in the world is building something that you know is yours. Building something that you know is yours. It's just like having a baby. When you have a baby, it's the most beautiful thing, right? And to know that this baby is a part of you, right? As this baby grows and you teach this baby and you see how this baby is developing and things like that. And then when this baby turns into, you know, just adolescent, from adolescent to, you know, a preteen to a teenager to an adult or whatever the case is, you'd be so astounded when this now baby, now a grown boy or a grown young lady graduate from high school, graduate from college, then go on to wherever the workforce or whatever field they want to go into, or go into whatever business they want to go into, right? You'll be so amazed that, like, wow, I really raised this child well. I really did well with this kid, right? I really did extremely well with this young lady, with this young man, right? It's the same way with your business. The absolute same way with your business. But you have to stay developing it. You can't work it one day. You can't work it one day and then, let me see. Jeff says, my first time knocking doors, I landed 4 movie theaters and was scared to death. Yeah, and that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. And it's gonna continue, especially when they actually put the estimate in. That's generally when people freeze, because if you've never done it before, a lot of times I get a lot of calls and emails where people, they be like, oh, how do I do an estimate? I never did an estimate before. Or can you help me with the estimate? So when they put the numbers in, now they, get the numbers in, they thinking like, oh shit, where do I go from there? Right? What happens from here? Right? So like I say, man, it's a beautiful thing either way, because whether you get the deal or you don't get the deal, you kind of learn from it either way. And then you just take that and propel it to the next level. You take that and just make it work for you. Right? And that's the most extreme beautiful thing in the entire world, when you could just take something that you didn't necessarily believe in, then you instill a little faith into it and belief into it, and then you start winning. Okay, so I mean, that's the whole main reason for me coming live today. I just wanted to share the story. I wanted to go live yesterday with you guys. I just wanted to share the story because it's absolutely amazing. You guys can absolutely do it. You don't need a Fabio Hart to do this, right? You don't need me to necessarily do it. You can do it on your own, and don't be like one of these guys like Marcus, this gentleman that came on the live. Don't be, employee mindset, right? See, this guy probably still don't even have a business, model set up, right? He probably don't even have anything going. But the thing is that you don't have to be a product of your environment. You don't have to be a product of your generation. Whether you have a family of people that's generational, of losers, or whatever the case is, you don't have to be a product. You could be the turning point in your family tree, right? You could be the absolute turning point in your family tree. You could be the absolute best at what you do, only if you put your mind to it and execute upon that and continue to do so. You have to continue to do it though. Okay? Again, like I say, man, I love you guys here on my channel, and I want to see you guys do extremely well. That's why some of the people, I think over the weekend, I talked to a few people, then charge them a dime. They say, hey, Fabio, can you help me with this offer? I got this offer going on. Hey, let's take a look at it, man. Let's see your numbers. Let's see where you're at with it. Let's see how I can help you. Do you know how to go about do you have an estimate? You know how to go about to do this? Lewis, yep, Lewis is another guy. He received the flyers, he received everything, right? He's another guy. See, you just had one guy that said Fabio is a schmuck. You got this guy Lewis to say Fabio is great. It's awesome. Got the flyers, got everything. Can't wait to use it. But again, they know they can. And the unique thing about me, anytime you get anything from me, I always kind of follow up with you and make sure you don't have any further questions, or you can need any assistance or help or motivation or rah-rah, whatever the case is, because I truly, truly want to see my subscribers win. I truly, genuinely want to see you guys win. I know you guys can win, okay? But I can't do it for you. Now, I can help you help yourself. I can't do it for you. And again, some of you guys might get different motivation from different areas. Like if I ask, I got, let me see, 12 people watch me. If I ask all 12 of you what motivate you, some people are probably going to give me similar answers, but the vast majority are probably going to give me 12 different answers, right? Because there's different things that motivate different people, right? So again, you guys, you want to stay vigilant. You want to stay focused. You want to believe in yourself, okay? You want to know what you don't know and outsource that. Okay, you don't know carpet cleaning, outsource it. Find somebody that knows it a lot better than you. Sign them under a contract and use them every time you have a carpet cleaning job. That's what I do. Okay, again, if you don't know how to work the phones, find somebody that you can hire for a few hours a day to do your lead generation calls for you. Okay. It's a lot of different people. You can find students. You can have them, hey, dude, I'll pay you $9 an hour, 4 hours a day, or 4 hours every other day, or 4 hours twice a week, or whatever you can afford. And you pay them 4 hours, you provide them the script, right? Now it's up to you to figure out and make sure that they're making those calls for you. But anyway, however you set that up to do, you could set that up and, have a student make those calls for you. A college woman make those calls for you, or anybody. So again, whatever you don't know, you can outsource that to somebody who knows it, right? That's what they went to school for. That's their specialty. That's what they like to do. Okay, and then you pay them for something that they don't know. If you don't know, like me, I don't know SEO. I'm not real big. I'm not a big internet guy. That's not my place, my expertise. That's not my thing. But I have people in place that'll help me with that when I need it. Okay? So it's the same thing, you guys. It's the exact same thing. You guys can make yourself an absolute fortune in the commercial realm of business, okay? You just have to put yourself out there. You have to know that you can do it. You have to believe in yourself. You have to invest in yourself. Whether it mean invest in knowledge or whether it mean invest in money. You have to invest in yourself. You have to absolutely know without a shadow of a doubt that you can do it. If you're not sure that you can do it, then that might not be the business for you, guys. It might not be the business for you. You might have to find what you're excited about, okay? So I speak to a lot of people. They say, what, Fabio, I'm just using this as a stepping stone because I want to open up a barbershop. Fabio, I'm using this as a stepping stone because I want to open up my own transitional living home, or I want to open up my own daycare center. Some people want to get into daycare. So they want to use the income from this, eventually grow it enough where they can get a little momentum going to start up another business. And that's great. That's great, but they have to stay enthusiastic about the cleaning part first, so they'll be able to take that income or grow that business, take that income and invest it in something else. Okay, but if you lose your mojo and you don't stay motivated in this, okay, you don't stay vigilant as to what it is you want, you're not going to get that daycare. You're not going to get that barbershop. You're not going to get that transitional living home that you want to invest into. Okay. I'm open to take any questions, you guys. Again, I didn't want to really take a whole hell of a lot of you guys' time. I didn't get a chance to get with you guys yesterday. I wanted to tell you about Marcus Garvey, his extreme position yesterday. Again, he took a risk, $1,000. He flipped it and turned it into $5,000. Okay, and that's just one deal. One day, we got the paperwork done in one day. Everything happened in one day. He's starting next month with that. I'm hoping that he have other potentials based on our door knocking. I did teach him when to follow up and how to go about the follow up behind it. I'm more than willing to take any questions if you guys have it. If not, then I'll go ahead and exit here. But do you guys have any questions? Is it Genus? He said, "Hey Fabio, are your thoughts on bringing in multiple partners to grow the business fast?" Or maybe he was asking me, what are my thoughts? I don't think that you need multiple partners for a commercial cleaning business. You can, if you're bringing in somebody who have expertise in areas that you don't have expertise, then you just pay them for their expertise, right? They don't necessarily have to be a partner if that's what's going on in your situation. But if you have somebody that you really want to kind of go in business with and you got multiple, you have to know that you're going to split that money, that revenue, those many ways. So if you got 2 or 3 people, you're going to split the revenues 3 ways, right? But you have to be able to distinguish who get what percentage and still make sure the business bills is paid. Good stuff. Take care, sir. You too. You still have to make sure the business bills is paid. You still have to make sure each vendor or whoever you guys use, subcontractors or whatever the case, you still have to make sure everything is paid and still be able to split that money 3 ways, profit wise, in terms of what you have in the bank. Okay. Me personally, it's a situation. I had a young lady I talked to maybe a couple years ago, and she has her own YouTube channel. She found my channel, emailed me or whatever. This is a couple years, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and she explained her story to me. And her story was she was in a relationship. She was married, and what happened was somehow she started the business. She the one that got the contracts, but somehow her husband at the time. Hold on, I see you, Lewis. 1 second, but her husband at the time, whatever happened, it happened, and he wound up overthrowing her. Now he owns the company, and she has a total different business now. I haven't spoke to her in a while. I guess I should probably reach out to her, but yeah, she's in a total different field. She's not even in the commercial cleaning business. And then he had the company for another 2 years after that, and then things started to happen, and the company went belly up. So that just goes to show you what happened when one person become greedy. At first, Genus, just you can email me at bookfabiohart@gmail.com, so I can see exactly what you need. You might not need everything. I wouldn't want to sell everything to you if you didn't need it. But bookfabiohart@gmail.com, bookfabiohart@gmail.com if you interested in something. We'll see what we can do to help you. Let me go to Lewis here. Lewis said, how many houses should one person be able to clean in one day? From 8 to 5, 1,500 to 2,500 square foot. It just depends on the person. No problem, dude. No problem at all. We'll get you together. It just depends on the person, Lewis. Some people clean a lot faster than others. Some are a little more thorough, a little more anal, right? So they a little more slower. They're a little bit more particular. They want to make sure everything is clean to the T, right? They want to make sure they didn't miss an inch nowhere. Okay, and then you got some people that still clean good but move a little faster. I would not want to put a number on it because I wouldn't want you to shoot for that number. Like, I wouldn't want to say, yeah, you can do 10 houses, and then you say, oh, Fabio said I could do 10 houses in a day, right? Because you might do less, or you might be able to do more, right? So I wouldn't want to put a number on it. But what I will tell you is don't focus on how fast you can go. Focus on the job itself, the job at hand. Because retaining that customer is more important than how quick you can get out of there and get to the next client. Okay? I would say try not to put your whole workload in one day anyway. That's residential or commercial. When you're just starting out, try to branch it out that way because it's just you in the beginning. So if you branch it out, that it creates space where you can still breathe, you can still live, you can still do certain things and not be so tired at the end of the day. Because I know how I feel going to 3 accounts. And that's just 3 accounts, right? And you got to clean and you get in at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And that's three accounts. And you start at 5 o'clock in the evening. Maybe as early as 4:30, depending on, certain sites. So you think from 4:30 and you're still out to like 3 o'clock in the morning because you're cleaning, and then you have to work around people for the stragglers are still there at 6 o'clock. You have to kind of work around them. They make a mess, and you still got to clean up behind them, that type of thing. So, and that's just on a commercial side. So I can imagine what the residential side would be, which will be more day cleaning. But I wouldn't want you to put a number on how many accounts you could clean per day. I would suggest that you spread them out if you can. Okay, that way you don't kill yourself in one day just trying to clean all these different accounts. Because what happened when you do this on a consistent basis, on a regular basis, your level of professionalism would drop, and your level of cleaning would drop. I'll put it that way. For an example, you notice like when you get a job, right? You get hired, they train you, you're like the best. And then as you get comfortable with it, you find ways to make shortcuts, you find different ways to do it a whole nother way, right? So your level drop a little bit. You gonna get comfortable, right? You've been there for a minute now. So you don't do it the same way you used to do it as when you was first hired. Okay, so that's why I tell people when you train your employees, whether you train them on a residential side or the commercial side, I would tell you to go ahead and train them the right way. Don't, even if you found a shortcut way to do something, don't train them the shortcut way, because then they'll become accustomed to doing it that way. All right, and that's a quick way to F things up. I mean, you still want to have them follow the checklist every single time they clean. You want to have the day they clean on the checklist, the date on the checklist, their name on the checklist. This is just a little information to let you guys know in case you're trying to build a checklist. And you want to have them check off every single thing. And you have to initial it. You want to have it set up where you initial it. And that just kind of confirmed that you done checked over everything and everything was fine. Or your, role supervisor or field supervisor then checked over everything. Everything is fine. Okay, that's in case for those that have people out in the fields working, on their behalf. Okay, but you don't want to rush your job either way. You want to have a checklist for residential. You want to have the checklist for commercial. Okay, and you want to follow it to a T. I mean, if it's something that you agreed upon doing upon picking up the contract, then you want to make sure you cover that because you agreed to do that. So you want to make sure that you cover it and have it down on the checklist. You guys got any more questions? Let's see here. You guys have any more questions? I got all your checklists. Great, great, great. If it's something that you don't have, Lewis, let us know. We'll get it over to you. You should. It looks like you have everything, though, based on your response here. I'm not sure if I spoke to you since you got everything, but if you have any questions, do reach out. Just want to make sure that you have a clear understanding on everything that you paid for. Make sure you got everything that you paid for. If it's something that you miss, and let us know. Let me see. Latrice said, have you ever heard of the system sweep? Swept. I probably have. It's probably been some time ago. It's a lot of different systems that I didn't heard of, more of like training systems, more of equipment systems. They have these different equipments that you can use with attachments to it and different things like that. But it sounds like something that I have heard of, but I think it's been some time ago. I just wanted to wait till I have an account before I call you. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Well, you definitely equip. Go door to door. That's the most more personal way to connect with the contact person. Just be professional, dress professional, be professional. Catch eye contact at all times. It's going to be a little nervous because it's not something that you're accustomed to, but it's very simple. Just keep it very conversational. Okay. Hello, Mrs. Smith. Who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning? Hello, Mr. Johnson. Just stopping by. Who would I talk to in regards to cleaning your home? it's just the same thing. You keep it conversational, not salesy, not none of that. Okay. Thanks for that nugget. Yep. Yep. You can do it. You're on your way. Like I said, you have the agreements, you have the paperwork, the flyers, you have everything. You're good to go. If it's something that you are missing, immediately just let us know. We get it over to you. I think you're well equipped, but if it's something that you need, we will get that over to you. Okay. And if you need my assistance to help close a deal, especially now that you're investing into me and investing into yourself, I will help you close whatever deal that you have. So I know you have the estimate sheet where there are our spreadsheet, because you should have got that in the deal. But if you need help plugging the numbers and setting it up and doing everything, I'm willing to help you with that. If you got a deal you don't know how much to charge on it, I'm willing to help you with that. Just give us a call, let us know. But stay active and stay doing it every single day. Every single day. Do some level of marketing every single day. Any more questions, you guys? I don't want to go too long. I'm drinking a little wine here. I'm very excited about yesterday. I'm glad Marcus Garvey, I'm glad I was able to help him out. Just a beautiful situation. So sip a little wine. Can you guys see it? A little wine. It's kind of too early for it. It's 11 o'clock where I'm at, Eastern Standard Time. You guys have any more questions here? Latricia, I hope celebrate, bro. Yeah, definitely. Latricia, I hope I answered your question. But I would look into it further. If you email me. If you guys want to email me at bookfabiohart@gmail.com. If you have any questions, you're interested in anything, you have some questions, you want me to help you close a deal, whatever the case is. You want to ask me about a program or a system. If I know about it, I'll let you guys know that I know about it or what I know about it. If I'm not sure about it, then I'll let you know that too, whatever the case is. But you can email me at bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's BOOK, F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART @gmail.com. bookfabiohart@gmail.com. You guys have any more questions here? Let me see here. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody questions up top here. Do you have a particular niche? Yeah, I like medical facilities. They pay phenomenal, and generally the workload isn't that. You're the best, Mr. Brown Wilson. Thank you, bud. Thank you. I greatly appreciate you, man. I want you guys to really make it work. Mr. Brown, if you need me, man, for anything, just email me, dude. Email me. If you want to speak to me, make sure you leave your number, you guys. If it's something you need to ask me, because I don't respond to emails, I let my assistant get back on that. But bookfabiohart@gmail.com. BOOK, F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART @gmail.com. If you want to speak to me again, you guys leave your name and your number. And when she forward that, I'll call you personally. But back to the Fluent one. Niche, I like industrial buildings, because that's where I make the bulk, like my big money, like those multi-$1,000 a month accounts in those big, those type of industrial contracts. You know, like the one you guys see me do the video in. I make anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000 a month with those. I love those type of accounts. It's more headache because they're big. They're always more complaining. It's those facilities are generally high pace, high travel areas, so it definitely keep you on your feet, keep you going. But it's a lot of money that can be made in there. Some companies want you to run a 3-shift. Some company wants you to run just a 2-shift. You work like the morning to the evening, and then from the evening on out, right? So yeah, I love those type of accounts, the Fluent one, and like I say, those medical facilities, dentist office, clinics, those type of things. And generally speaking, and I give you guys a nugget. I generally give my niche market, which is the medical facilities. The medical facilities, I normally give them a package deal. I let them pick from the package deal. So I normally give them a package deal and let them kind of pick what package best fit their need. And that's generally how I get my commercial clinics, like the niche, you know, get my commercial clinics, give them a package deal, give them some options. Everybody like options. Let them pick the best package for them. You know, multiply that times the number of days. As long as it fit with the workload, they pick the package. Okay, if that's what it is, then that's the workload. It's going to be itemized. Everything is explained right there. And it works like a charm, to be honest. You give somebody some options and they'll love it. They'll love it. You guys have any more questions for me? Guys have any more questions for me? Guys, once again, if you need to speak to me, speak to me and you didn't catch the email, book FabioHart@gmail.com. That's BOOK, F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART @gmail.com. Book FabioHart@gmail.com. Facebook notifications. You guys got it? Book FabioHart@gmail.com. Book FabioHart@gmail.com if you guys need to. This Kurt down in from Orlando. I'll get an apartment contract just for listening to you. Yeah, definitely, man. All you got to do is stay persistent. You know, just stay at it. You know, you're going to get those no's. That's to be expected. But stay in the game long enough until you get that yes. You're really closer to the yes than you think you are. I guarantee that. I guarantee that. You'll really get, you know, those apartment contracts or whatever contracts you want. You're closer to the deal than you think you are. It's just the person that give up, or generally speaking, is the person that's just not willing to win. They're not going to win. They're never going to win because they're willing to give up. I just want to make sure I answered you guys' questions here. If you have any further questions, you guys can always shoot it over on the email. Anything you want to ask me, shoot over there. Again, if you want to talk to me or you want me to correspond directly with you, you have to leave your name and your number when you email me. That way, I can give you a call back personally and answer your questions and kind of help you out. If you just have a general question, Jasmine will be able to assist you with that. Okay. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Won't take too much of your time. I definitely wanted to get this video out. Again, I was meaning to do it yesterday. It was a great story. I did want to tell you guys about it because I thought it was phenomenal for it to be Marcus' first deal. He got the first deal, $5,000. Absolutely insane. Absolutely unbelievable. And all he did was invest $1,000. Okay, so you guys have the same information right here for free, right? The same stuff that I did with him, it's the same stuff that I tell you guys to do right here for free on YouTube. So, all right, that's going to clear it up for right now. The only person that could ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. Take care.